Hello everyone, it's Stephen Tomisich here. I'm the founder, managing director, CEO of Trajan Scientific and Medical. And just like many of you, I am a significant shareholder in the Trajan Group, and for all of us, it's been quite a disappointing year. We've seen the value of our company deteriorate by about 30%, reflected in the share price movement. It's important to remember though that while we can look at that deterioration and it rightfully causes us all some concern, it's not reflective of the underlying performance of the business nor its future prospects. I was pleased to report out in August the results for fiscal 25 that highlighted record revenues and a good solid growth in our EBITDA result. Back in October, I also then gave everyone a market update. And that pleasingly was able to report on the continued growth, strong growth of our consumables business. But at the same time, it did highlight some concerns with our capital equipment business, which in the first quarter was down by about 20%. We can overall look at the profile of our business by product line, and our mature product lines, those that I refer to as mature, are continuing to perform really well, in many cases outstripping the underlying market growth. And what's also really pleasing is I can see some of the more accelerated growth coming from some of our newer technologies, and our progress in commercialization of disruptive technologies is also something that I'm starting to get pretty excited about. When we look at other elements of the business that can be of concern, one of course is around our margins, our gross profit margin, our EBITDA margin. And it's very true that we've been slow in terms of delivering the expectations there. I have to say though that in some ways that's by intent. In order to deliver some of those gains through the various initiatives that we've adopted, it requires the final steps of cost reduction, and those steps can be difficult. They can also at times be a threat to continuity of business with our customers. And all of those sorts of things, I and the team tend to manage quite conservatively, because the last thing we want to do is cause disruption to the continuity of supply to our customers. So while there may be even more bumps in the road ahead, I still have a strong underlying confidence in the overall Trajan business and its future prospects. The key thing that we remain focused on is enhancing the intrinsic value of the business. And indeed today, if you look at the valuation of our business and you compare that to some of our internationally based peers, there is a very wide gap there in those metrics. And our belief and our confidence is that over time, that gap will narrow one way or the other, and the intrinsic value will be realised for the benefit of all shareholders. So as we come to the end of 2025, first and foremost, I want to thank all of you for your ongoing support. I do think of you as I do think of myself. We're all in this together as Trajan shareholders. And of course, I remain focused on how in the long term we ensure that we deliver substantial returns from that investment that we all have in this enterprise. I'm also incredibly grateful to the Trajan team. They are really quite a remarkable bunch of dedicated people all around the globe that believe in the Trajan direction and the Trajan future. I'm always open and available to be communicated with, and I look forward to providing you more updates in due course, as they say, around our continued progress on the Trajan journey. Thanks, everyone.